sa leg kasi nung first leg, nung bagong pasok siya sa Mineski, definitely rocking performance niya. Pero pumasok na siya sa groove dun sa pagiging AD carry na kailangan ng
Pero I
Mineski.
think for both teams talaga, medyo rocky yung naging start nila pareho. Pero
Mhm.
nahanap nila yung synergy. Because I think yun yung isa sa mga bagay na kailangan i-take ng team na pwede ka kumuha ng players kasi pero yung synergy, yung chemistry ng players, hindi talaga madaling i-build eh.
Mhm.
Pero ngayon, nakita na natin na meron ng synergy, meron ng chemistry. So this is going to be a very exciting game.
Magandang first
Oo.
match to. And
Mhm.
dahil nga karamihan ng mga pinili nilang mga comfort pick, siguro ite-test out muna nila yung capability na isa't isa. Kasi
Kumbaga, parang testing the waters.
yun, kasi
Kumbaga,
first, sabi mo nga, first na match nila this leg.
mm,
'Di ba? So,
mm.
ito yung magsiset ng tone para sa buong
Pero
series na to.
testing the waters ba o baptism by fire ang mangyayari dito.
Magiging importante yung early game
Magiging
nito.
importante yung early game. So, ayun nga. Um, ayun nga, seeing the draft and the leasing pick by Knicks, lagi na naman natin siya nakikita nung Worlds, di ba? So, I think this is going to be a very good pick para sa side nila. And yung both junglers nila is going to be very aggressive, I think. Kasi
Mhm.
kailangan iset nila yung tempo. Since nga, medyo importante yung early game. Ayun nga.
Makikita natin. And definitely si EXO, nakapick siya ng Syndra.
Mm.
And I think dahil AD carry siya, yung
Mm.
playstyle niya very aggressive.
Mm.
So magiging magandang pick para sa kanya sa lane. So may hirapan si Trevor i-stave off yung mga balls ni Syndra.
And si EXO is the former ADR, di ba?
Ah,
Former ADR of Mineski. And I think, ang pinapakita niya dito is yung mid lane capability niya, nadadala niya din. Kasi dati, ADR. So, nag-shift siya ng role. Then, pinapakita niya na mapa-ADR, mapa-carry, effective ako kahit saan.
makikita mo yun sa lawak din ng championship
Mm.
pool niya. Hindi siya yung biglaan na napilitan lumipat sa
Mm.
mid lane. In-improve niya din talaga yung role na yun.
So, ayun. I think it's
Okay na.
time to pass it on to the casters.
Kailangan natin ilipat.
Kailangan natin ilipat. So, kahit gwapo tayo, lipat na natin.
Sige, take it away,
Take it
Riku
away,
and Asurai.
All right. All right, so we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, before we do start off into the Summer Surf for Game 1 in this Best of 5 series between Cerberus Esports and
Smart Mineski. Okay.
Smart Mineski. Of course, we would like to thank our official sponsors, Generic TV, Twitch, Gigabyte, ViewSonic, Mineski Infinity, Cyber Cafe, The Secret Shop, and of course, our gaming partner,
Garena Philippines.
Again, I'm Asurai from MineskiTV, and I am one hell of a beast. And here with me now is...
Riku.
Yeah.
Nice shades.
Thank you. I'm going to take this off already. All right, so let's go into the Summer Surf, guys. Again, for Game 1 in this Best of 3 series, a Best of 5 series between Cerberus Esports and Smart.Mineski. So we'll have our rundown of players here. For the Cerberus side, playing on the blue team, it's going to be Suzuki in the top lane for the Rumble. Jungle, it's going to be Life Howling on the Rex side. Mid lane, Trevor playing on the Vladimir. And bottom lane duo with Marky on the Jin and Shadow with his Braum support.
Meanwhile, on the red side, we've got Smart Mineski in the top lane. We've got Kaigu with a cannon. In the jungle, we've got Nixta with a Lee Sin. In the mid lane, rather, we got Syndra, used by EXO. And for the bottom lane duo, we've got Zenshaw on a Lucian. And for the support, TG with an Alistar.
Yeah. Really like how Cerberus Esports during the drafting phase actually got like a prio pick onto the Jin. Like they just want to play around, Marky just playing on his most comfortable, if not favorite champion here on leg 2.
I agree. And the thing is, it's also a takeaway with Zenshaw's best pick. I mean, for such a long time, Zenshaw has been using Jin. Halos lagi sa mga games niya, even from the PGS down to the FPGL. Looks like Cerberus Esports already scouted that they're going to be starting the red side of the map. But I really like both of the compositions kasi sobrang balance nila in terms of like which one scales. Pero in terms of scaling, I have to hand it to Cerberus Esports kasi they have a Jin in their hands, they have a Vladimir, and Rumble is just gonna be super painful pagdating din sa late. Meanwhile, steady lang sila Mineski, although their team fight might be more powerful due to the fact that the Kennen, once na-initiate nila yung mga stuns, sobrang baka maset sila. They're very, very bursty pag if they do get the upper hand pag sila nang una mag-initiate, and it's kind of hard to react to that, especially if makalapit si Kennen kay Marky. I don't think anybody can actually help him. For example, compared to maybe a Nami or a Janna. Kasi, ina-knock up lang naman yun ni Brom. And once the stun kicks in, and EXO manages to, get close, bursted down agad si Marky, and it's just gonna be 2 damage dealers left, which will be the Rumble and Trevor on Vladimir.
You have to take note that Marky, of course, even with a Jin, is the positioning god. Plus, I think the real thing that he has to deal with is not actually Kaigo, but more of so I would feel like it's gonna be EXO, because you have seen how strong Syndra is right now
Yeah,
in
definitely.
current League of Legends playstyle, because
Uh-huh.
you actually just pick up like 3 balls and then use Scatter the Weak to hit multiple targets in quick succession. So
Exactly. I mean, I just said Kaigo, and then EXO would just burst them down. So it's really gonna be problematic because there's no one that can protect him aside from, I'm pretty sure, baka mamaya pa siya magbibuild ng...
PG flashing in and trying to get for the knockup, but I don't know. That was
Did-
just
Weird.
maybe the nerves is trying to hit him a little bit, because could be that they were maybe expecting Imperium Protein to be their
Opponent.
matchups.
It's funny because very, parang nostalgic. Kasi nung MPGL 7, ang magkatapat nga IPT Blue.
Yeah.
Tapos, Mineski.
Yeah, again
Right.
guys, you're like wondering bakit Imperium Protein Boost is ang pinag-usapan natin ngayon dito.
Some of the members are from IPT Blue.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna be Shadow? Trevor?
Actually, just Shadow.
Shadow lang ata,
Yeah,
no?
just Shadow now. Just Shadow.
Some of the members and
Some,
then
just
Shadow.
one member.
Strongest member. Best captain PH.
So, eto, let's go back. Actually, let's take a look at the rundown habang we're waiting. Ang napansin ko kanina sa draft nila, normally you would first pick a Rek'Sai because nung mga past few MPGL, first pick Rek'Sai pag blue side sila. Pero iba yung nangyari, prioritize nila ng Jin because one of the stronger members sa Mineski talaga is, EXO and Zensho. And if you take away one of his, favorite champions in his roster, then most likely, baka, alam mo yun, maging mabawasan siya ng 20% na lakas, mga ganon. So, Marky, one of those really flexible, I mean, I think he's a really good Caitlyn player as well, itong si Marky. And it's a very smart pick for them. Meanwhile, Trevor, understandable, mahirapan siya at the first part as the first phase of the game. All he has to do is just build Spirit Visage. Okay, first gank.
But here in the top lane, it's gonna be Suzaku. He's gonna get stunned by Kaigo here. He's gonna flash away with the safety from his minion wave and almost getting taken down there as he got lucky with the minion wave. Now life howling here in the mid lane. Exo's very low, gets a knock up. Trevor gonna follow through, but will not connect the Tides of Blood. But at least at the same time, Exo using his flash and Ghost to escape that gank from the Rek'Sai.
Yeah, smart choice in their top lane to use the flash right away kasi kung hindi, baka mamatay siya lalo naka-red buff si Nixta. Konting-konting combo na lang yun and he might die. I love the laning phase ng Mineski because all of them have really good CCs, has really good initiate. Kumbaga, mag-i-mini-mini mo na lang si Nixta kung saan siya pupunta kasi Kaigo has a stun, EXO has a stun as well, lalo na may Syndra. Kaso, the time is ticking for them. The more that they let this through, or mawawala ng prime si Nixta, kunwari magkaroon ng mga sets, and then baka mawalang bisa. I mean, Vladimir is gonna be extra tanky. Pag nag-level 6 naman si EXO, it's easily remediable easily parang na-mitigate yung damage, lalo na if, mag-pool dive siya in his own blood, if mag-level 6 si Syndra. So all those combo might be to waste, if ever. So Life Howling is also there to help out counter jungle with the counter gank itong si Nixta whenever he plans to either concentrate or focus on the mid lane na, Syndra.
Yeah. Now, positioning-wise of the junglers, after their little tussle, I guess, in the mid lane, it's been a little bit quiet up until now.
Yeah.
Aside from that, Suzaku's actually losing a little bit in terms of the CS as he was forced to back a little bit and expend his flash with the gank from Nexta. Nexta is back here in the top lane as he's getting the Krugs, and after that actually might go for another top gank as there is actually no wards to keep Suzaku informed that Nyx is gonna be there.
Yeah, it's kind of perfect na, Rek'Sai is in the same place. So if ever naman magkasabay sila ng gank, I'm pretty sure, matutulungan ni Life Howling si Rumble. But oh no! Looks
Nyx is gonna get spotted out here. Life Island's very low in HP, and the combo from Nexta was just a little bit too much for him to handle. No red buff though, so he won't slow down Suzaku for maybe the possible follow-up there from Kaigu. And that'll be the first blood of the game.
Phrase check. Oh my god. He instantly exploded there, not being able to use the flash or for safety or whatever. It was just, no vision at all, not knowing where the enemy was. So a bit of a slight mistake coming from Cerberus Esports, but then again, it is just first blood pa naman.
Yeah. He thought that he had a false sense of security there because he was just rushing up to the top lane, but then he kind of got caught due to Nixta wasn't moving. Nixta already saw that Life Howling was going to the top lane, so what he did was just stand still, not allow the Tremor Sense to actually spot him out. And
Exactly.
yeah, easy kill.
Yeah, and I really love the wards from Mineski. They have all the early pink wards on their side. Okay, I thought that's gonna be a continuation or a follow-up. I really love the wards, the vision control of Mineski. All those pink wards as a defensive move, and it's kind of hard for Rek'Sai to actually, gank in the, tunnel towards the Tri-Brush in the bot lane so that he'll be able to make an advanced gank.
They're gonna go in, there's the knock-up. Nice connection onto this piercing light there, but the clutch unbreakable from Shadow will actually save Marky. That was very good from him, but at the same time, Nixta having his ultimate there. Marky very low. Oh, Nixta, one more auto attack. Can he go down to Shadow? Shadow's trying to look for it, but Suzaku's gonna get the last hit with the equalizer. That was just one hit Nixta from the ultimate from the Rumble.
Oh my god. That was a consolation prize for Suzaku. At least his ultimate didn't go to waste, managed to secure a kill. He's just going back there. And Kaigu was the one who kind of wasted his ultimate. He wasn't able to participate. Oh, he was able to participate. Oh no, he wasn't able to participate in the kill. Wasn't able to take anything off the map. They didn't get Dragon or make any other movement. So I'm pretty sure Suzaku was the winner in the teleport trade. So all of them are warding defensively here. Pero for scuttle control and river control, you have to hand it to Mineski here. Oh, let's see.
I don't think it's gonna be a kill though. There's the pulverize from TG, so that's gonna be an easy back away. Life Howling actually goes in, and they're already gonna dive this. That's not gonna be the smart decision as Zensho and TG are literally very healthy in terms of their HP.
Yeah, Alistar too tanky to even get bursted down if ever naman mahuli sila. And it's so difficult to look at na gusto nila i-gank yung bot lane ng Mineski, but because of the Alistar, really good disengage, really good zoning as well. So, meanwhile, Nixta seems to have a very, parang maganda yung leg room niya, very, okay, hold that thought.
Slicing Maelstrom and Nixta just coming back from the side with a ward gank. And kicking Suzaku into the embracing arms of Kaigu, gonna secure another kill for Mineski here.
It seems like Mineski has so much room for movement. Maybe because there was a ward there, right? There was a ward there for
Well, I just have to say Suzaku was very overextended. I mean, even if there was a pink ward there, he wouldn't have to actually had the time to react properly because, he was too far off. Even if he had like a sorcerer's boots, sorcerer's shoes, having that extra movement speed, it's still not enough to actually get him get away from the the very fast ganks that Nixta is able to dish off, especially when he has that Dragon's Rage up and available for him to use as a ganking tool.
Yeah, that's true. So Suzaku should really be careful with these aggressive invading in the jungle just so that they can get a good position in terms of like ganking or making a pick dito for Mineski. I mean, both of these junglers have the right tools to what do you call this? Oh, hold that thought.
He's gonna get spotted out here. Does he have a tunnel to actually get away? But Trevor is gonna give him some leeway for that one. And, well, at least he doesn't die for that. Trevor putting EXO very low. They do know that he's going to get his blue buff here, but then at the same time, can they actually do it? As Nixta and TG are holding hands with their mid laner. Here in the bottom lane, Zensha almost eating a Winter's Bite and a possible far out for Marky, but it's starting to look like Cerberus Esports are a little bit out of focus here in
Yeah,
game 1.
it seems like, you know, Mineski is like 2 steps in advance.
Trevor
Okay,
flashing in,
he
and
play.
will he get the pop? I think he will. Yes,
No.
he does. Gets
Oh,
the
yes.
kill. Delivers it. There's the cow delivery system, but he doesn't get the knock-up onto Nixta, and that's going to be an easy kill there for Zencho. Trying to follow up here onto Shadow. Does Nixta have enough damage to actually kill the support of Cerberus Esports? That's going to be a no. But that was the 1-for-1 trade, but still the kill goes into the hands of Zencho.
Spectre's Cowl already completed for the Vladimir. So in terms of like for Syndra to be able to do it 1v1 with the Vladimir, it might be too difficult at this point if without the help of Nixta. And if this early nahihirapan na si EXO, I'm not sure kung ano na yung mangyayari later on. You gotta hand it to what do you call this? Trevor for
Yeah.
dealing with that 1v1 lane matchup. And Suzaku should really be careful kasi ano na siya eh, parang he's on the radar. He's the easiest, for me, he's the easiest one to gank. Lalo na if kunwari kahit nag-meet yung minions sa gitna ng lane. Kasi it's a Lee Sin and TG from bot lane is now on top. They really want to get a kill. And they really... The question is, who's gonna get first blood turret here? Okay.
And a 3-man gank into the mid lane. Flash out by EXO. TG's here, gets a 3-man knock-up. And will they re-engage? Teleport coming in from Suzuku as well. But Kaigu has come down from the top lane. This is a 4-man roster from Mineski. And the Equalizer just to split them up. And the Burning Spitfire gets the kill there onto EXO. But at the same time, they're gonna get the revenge onto Suzuku as well, as Kaigu gets himself his first kill though. That was a 3v...
3-4?
3v4, yeah, but then Marky was a little bit too late to the party.
That was amazing to look at kasi sobrang ganda ng response ng dalawang teams. At first, I saw TG in the top lane and then suddenly nasa mid siya because he knows that the mid laner is just gonna be in danger. Knowing na nakita na spot out sila, yung the rest of the members of Mineski in the top, they were quick to their feet. And I really like how both teams are responding to these fast movements of yun nga, yung mga teams natin. Life Howling might be in trouble. Kaigu does not have his ultimate anymore.
But Kaigu does have the EDG banner.
EDG banner.
And showing it off in the face of Life Howling. But at the same time, you do have to give it to Mineski for knowing how to actually re-engage. And the timing on their ganks, on their counter engages rather, not being spotted out because Cerberus Esports don't have proper wardings to actually, you know, on the jungle side of Mineski. And I think it's just because Life Howling is, you know, is a little bit afraid to actually go a bit aggressive just because there's still so much pick-up potential from Mineski's side.
Yeah, all the CCs, all the hard CCs rather, the stuns from Kaigu, EXO, you can tell that, you know, the Alistar is roaming comfortably. Nakakabot siya sa top, nakakabot siya sa mid. It means Mineski has more leg room to make these kinds of movements around the map, which is why I think Cerberus Esports is having a hard time, especially that Mark is all alone.
The culling flash for heal and flash of Markies, that's going to be pretty good. And there is the teleport coming out from Kaigu. And Shadow as well as Marky, very low in HP, but Life Howling is here for some support. Kaigu's going to go in. Does he have a slicing maelstrom to give out? Not just yet, but you can see here in the map as well the rotation from Trevor. He has an ultimate and goes and flash almost readied and waiting. Kaigu very low in HP, eating at least I think almost 2 curtain calls. Trevor's gonna go into this. He's gonna get sandwiched in as you do see that the EXO is always there, but they do disengage, and that's gonna be hunky-dory for both teams. But here in the top lane, next to 1v1 against Suzaku, and Suzaku is not doing too. I mean, he's doing all right. 2-3-0, but he has been focused time and time again by Mineski.
Yeah, the good thing about a Rumble pick is that you're able to set off these team fights for your team and make those parang kills in the bot lane if ever nga meron ngang advance ward or if you make them commit too much. The equalizer is just gonna be super painful. It's gonna help you set up for Trevor, help you set up for Marky. Okay.
Double man knock up there from DG. They do get the kill, the destruction on the tower. Shadow's gonna get run away, but no piercing light connecting from Zensha. And here comes Kaigu holding on to that slicing maelstrom for the next fight. And this fight gives that triple kill for Zensha. Easy 3K for the ADC of Mineski there. And look as they start to run off with the gold lead 3,000. Starting off 15 minutes into the game.
Mineski is doing really good. Honestly, they're doing really good. It seems like they're a different Mineski now. They know what to do. They know how to counter the. They know how to counter what Cerberus has been doing kanina pa. They wanted the. They did get. Who got first blood turret? I think
it was Mineski.
it was Mineski in the top lane, right?
Yeah, I think it
So
was.
they also get the dragon. They also managed to clear down the bot lane turret. I'm really impressed by Mineski because it seems like they have a really good plan in mind. And when Cerberus tries to make a play, it seems that Mineski predicts that they're going to do that and they're already there to respond. So props to Mineski what they're doing right now. But in terms of scaling, it's really scary for Cerberus. But since they are ahead already, I can see that they will converge in the mid lane soon and try to start a fight with them. But the problem with that, if they stay too long in one area, it's gonna be easy for the Rumble to, you know, do an equalizer play and help set up for, you know, the rest of the team, the rest of the players of Cerberus Esports.
Yeah, but then there's a point where even if Suzuku does have like put down a very good equalizer, Mineski has actually focused him well enough that I don't think that his DPS will be actually that great that it'll hinder Mineski if the Mineski are explosive enough. But you already said early on that Mineski does have the
at least the
explosive.
slow, at least for the Vladimir and
Yeah.
Marky to help
But
to get closer.
Yeah, but then like how that happened was because Mineski saw the opening as well. Like Suzuku was the first blood for Mineski, and
Yeah.
then they just kept following it up, and they saw that Suzuku could not deal with it. They just keep focusing him down, and when he actually crumbled, there was no like solidity for Cerberus' top lane, and then they went to the bottom lane. If Suzuku goes there, he already shows that even if he teleports in, it's not really a threat for Mineski to like, okay, we're gonna be threatened because Suzuku's gonna come here. He has a very dangerous equalizer, but no, it's not happening. So Mineski are starting to run rampant in top and bottom, and then mid lane, even if it is working well for Trevor, it's just gonna be like a 2v1 in terms of like who's winning in lanes.
Yeah.
2 for 1.
2 for 1. So, just as I've said earlier, I can imagine that Mineski will start grouping up in the mid lane. It is the only tower. It is the only objective left to be taken, and the rest of the members are there as well. So Zenshaw, really comfortable to farm because Syndra has a really good wave clear. Alistar is there just in case something goes wrong, and they have Nixta to set for them if they wanna, make a pick. It's just one of the pass the ball kind of tactic where they do a flashy play, maybe kick Marky into the enemy team. Exo throws a ball at Marky and then he gets stunned. It's just instant burst. It's gonna be an instant 4v5. That's the play that I imagine for Mineski. That's the ideal setup. Kaigu, on the other hand, can do the same thing, especially to the rest of the teammates. For the rest of the team, for Shadow to not save the other carries if ever. So Marky senses that he's in trouble.
Doesn't have a flash there though, and look at the damage from Nixta.
Oh!
Not even needing the culling from Zensha there, and he gets executed. Lifehound is gonna try to do something, but gets flashed away, as well as the equalizer being dropped down. And Cerberus Esports are reacting, but not reacting fast enough.
I'm so honestly impressed with Mineski right now. It seems like, again, they know what to do. They know that they are in the lead. They're not giving Cerberus Esports any room to breathe at all because this is their comp. They're very early to mid-game centric. They know that they're ahead. Stun does not connect into anyone, and they are able to clear this one out. The lacking thing about Cerberus' comp is that they suck at wave clear. It's hard for the Jin. Trevor, very short range na champion yung Vladimir. Kailangan niya pang lumapit. It's just gonna put him in a bad situation if he does want to wave clear. So, with Mineski, with Syndra's balls, with, Zensha there on a Lucian, sobrang ideal ng Mineski to actually try to siege. Because if you get too close, Syndra might stun you, Nixta might set do the flash insect kick move, and that's why it's difficult for Cerberus Esports, especially if they're playing from behind, if Mineski keeps doing this to them.
Yeah. And Cerberus Esports, if you actually check the top lane and the mid lane, they have damage, but at the same time, they're kind of building like defensively. Because you can see here that Suzuku's build path, aside away from the Leanders, is gonna be a Zonia's Hourglass. Then mid lane wise, Trevor has already built himself a Spirit Visage. Of course, that's the core item for Vladimir. But after that, he actually went for a Proto Belt, which gives him, well, a lot of good amount of mobility, but at the same time, kind of like mitigating in terms of like high damage that you would want from the stacking of the Hemorrhage.
Yeah,
or
so
sorry, the Hemoplague.
Hemoplague. So it just means that you're relying on the Jin right now for the damage. And, you know, assistant lang talaga si, with the Hemoplague. So additional, so you have to lay that out first before you all deal the really painful damage. So they have to plan it out.
Yeah.
Kunwari, Hemoplague first, and then saka na mag-equalizer, saka na all the really high damaging spells that you can dish out para mataas yung, ma-maximize talaga yung Hemoplague. Meanwhile, Will Nixta, get a pick, he won't do it. My mind's telling me no.
Yeah.
And his body tells him no too.
Yeah. So it's a good communication between mind and body. Though you can see here that Zench is actually in a very sweet spot because, first of all, Black Cleaver and Yonmu's Ghostblade, lots of good AD and armor penetration, but at the same time, there's actually no resistances for mid lane, top lane ADC. But here in the bottom lane, fast pick up there from Kaigu, fast to pull the trigger with the ultimate, and he's actually going to teleport to the top lane just for even more pressure. Here, Dragon has spawned already, and it's going to be Cerberus Esports looking to go for something, but TG starting off strong with a very handsome pulverize there. Exo's going to be drawn out and get down, killed by Cerberus Esports. They look to get for more. Marky still full HP. Trevor's taking all the damage. Marky's going to flash in, gets an execute onto Zensha there. Prime positioning from the ADC of Cerberus Esports, but have they done the damage? Kaigo isn't here. This could be a bad pickup for Cerberus. And it's gonna be actually a wipeout, an ace.
You know what? I realized for Cerberus Esports side, they deal damage, yes, they deal strong damage, but they deal damage too slow. You have to wait for the Hemoplague to tick. You have to wait for Marky to reload. You have to get the Equalizer deal those DOTs and the flamethrowers. But meanwhile, for Mineski side, they're all pretty bursty. They deal an amount of damage, an enough amount of damage in a short time. So that's Asindra, that's Zensho, and that's Kaigu. That's the difference between their comp. So if they go head-to-head, especially if naunahan pa sila ng CC, ng Cerberus Esports, it's gonna be difficult for them to actually retaliate, especially at this point of the game. We know that, okay, mas maganda sila late game, sila Cerberus Esports, they have the Jin, they have the Vladimir, they have the Rumble. But if they cannot pick themselves up, especially at this point of the game, if Mineski keeps doing this to them, they might not be able to get to where they want to be in the game.
Trevor getting stunned there, has the pool to actually be able to go into the safety of Zone Tower, but Mineski looking to siege the mid-tier 1 as that is the only thorn in their side. Defensive equalizer there. Will they actually try to re-engage? Exo's very low actually from this one, but TG just being a true frontline here for Mineski, gonna be able to stave off as Cerberus Esports are starting to look like wild dogs rabid for some food.
Yeah, they are definitely hungry. Although Equalizer already used Curtain Call. Here we go.
Curtain Call's activated, but I don't think it's gonna be dealing a ton of damage, though they are whittling Mineski's HP little by little. 2-man scattered a weak there from Exo and Hemoplague to boot, but still no pick-off here from Cerberus' side, though at the same time, they do have to actually retreat as they themselves are very low on HP.
Well, even though Mineski is in the lead right now, it's kind of scary for Mineski then if they, keep allowing Cerberus Esports to make these kinds of movements, to make, kumbaga sila na ngayon yung may space para gumawa ng moves. Though, the good thing about yung nangyari dyan sa siege na ginawa ng Cerberus Esports for Mineski is that Kennen, Kaiga was able to get a turret, and can you imagine, all of them converged into one area tong Cerberus Esports. That was the perfect setup for Kennen. That was perfect for Mineski to be able to, do a cleanup or or finally destroy the mid turret. But Cerberus Esports really wants to get this mid turret in control, mainly because they don't want to lose Dragon control and Baron control. So if they lose that side, that mid lane turret, it's gonna be super difficult for them to actually guard the important objectives. Okay, Trevor.
Trevor still has his Sanguine Pool. Knock up onto Nixus just so that he can't get the Dragon's Rage in. And this story of Fire and Ice built by Cerberus Esports not looking too well. Glacier Fisher hasn't done too much for Cerberus, as well as that Rumble ultimate.
Yeah, no, as you can see, no wave clear. Oh my god, Equalizer.
Equalizer in the back line, but they can just actually exit out onto the left side, and that's what they're gonna do. Mineski are just baiting out a fight from Cerberus Esports, trying to get as much ultimates as possible.
Cannon.
There's the curtain call. There is a Glacial Fissure right into the exit path of Mineski. Life balance very low, gets ticked down by the Ignite, and that'll be a double kill actually for Trevor here. Could this be the comeback? Is it gonna be Israel? Trevor going in. Trevor doesn't have his Sanguine pulled down, and he will get taken by Kaigu. Shut down for Marky at the same time, and that was a 2-for-3 exchange actually in favor of Cerberus Esports. Mineski thinking that they can actually exit out, but Glacial Fissure finally making something for Cerberus here.
Yeah, it's not a total snowball yet naman. Because especially if meron pang backup scaling tong Cerberus Esports, they do have the late game for themselves. And
Oh, this is gonna be close. He does have a Zonias, so he's gonna be aight.
No stun. There's a stun.
Connects it, even with the Deadly Flourish. He is burning a little bit, but at least they're gonna get themselves the mid-tier one.
Yeah, Kaigu is still there. No slicing Maelstrom. And
No slicing
they're
Maelstrom just
able,
yet.
yeah, they're able to get that. So I like the vision control of Cerberus Esports in their side, because that means Nixta is not able to make those really cheeky backline plays where he kicks one of the carries to his own teammates para makakuha sila ng pick-off. Especially opening yun for EXO talaga, so that he can focus all his skills, burst someone down. It looks like they will take the Baron for themselves. No vision there, but I'm pretty sure Life Howling has a feeling that something fishy is
Got a
going on.
feeling it's not burning too fast yet, so they can actually still go into this one. Suzuki does have the teleport. Life Howling knows what's up, but he is, oh no, he's just one man in a 1v5. They don't have the smite anymore, but DG's very low. Equalizer not actually making the massive effects for Cerberus here. Where is the Jin? Activates a curtain call there, and he's gonna chip them down little by little. Next is gonna take all the brunt from that damage, and Cerberus Esports look to try to at least push this out. Oh, there is the Sonic Wave, but no follow from Nixa there though. Still Cerberus Esports.
Yeah, that's
push out the
super
Baron.
smart for Cerberus Esports. Actually, accidental yun. Actually, si Life Howling gusto niya lang magkaroon ng scuttle control. Napansin niya, oh, hey, there are Mineski people here trying to take the Baron. And because of that, good job, Cerberus Esports. Will they be able to take this one out? It's very risky, though, because a lot of them have the perfect set. Shadow has... Okay,
Shadow's
is
kind
safe.
and he's trying to get some protection here from his teammates, but if they do overprotect him, this kind of might be a bite in the butt for Cerberus Esports, because, again, Mineski very fast to pull that trigger, and their composition is perfect for this type of playstyle.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Cerberus Esports, despite, the only mode of disengage that they have is actually the Braum, and you can use the Equalizer as well if you want to get them slowed down. But let's see though, this is the Dragon Dance. Will Life Howling manage to get a steal? Is this nope?
No, they're not gonna risk it. It's not that big of a deal yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Good thing it's not triple Infernal Drakes, or else it's gonna be really painful if ever. Anyway, they really want to defend this one. Itong mid lane turret nila. Although wave clear wise, not the best against the Syndra, who has so many balls to dish out, and with Zencho as well. So parang dun sila malulugi. They might give this one up.
Like,
Or
I can
use
see
the Equalizer.
I can see here at so wait, hold that thought. Cerberus Esports. Oh! The Unleash, the base, the Q, the ultimate of X actually being blocked by the Unbreakable there. While at the same time, Kaigu making so much effect from his ultimate. And Life Howling leaving his own teammates just to get the execute here onto Kaigu. Not even getting that, as Kaigu has his Zonias to keep himself alive. And that was an ace for Mineski as they start to roam down or roam top into the Baron pit and get themselves even more advantages here for game 1.
It was kind of weird. I really expected them to give that one up, especially if you don't have the equalizer to, you know, at least clear the wave. That would make them hesitate at least for Mineski to actually go in. But it seems like they suffered more casualties than they expected. So after that, Derecho Baron, Recta Baron, and Mineski 10k gold lead right now. It seems that Cerberus Esports might have a hard time reaching to where reaching the game to where they shine or they are stronger than Mineski, because especially Kaigu with Zonya's Hourglass, he knows he's brave to just go in and start the fight and not wait for Nixta anymore.
Yeah, especially when he has like the deadly combo of Proto Belt, Surge plus Zonya's Hourglass. If anything goes, you know, too sticky.
Dangerous
Yeah,
for
it's too
him.
sticky for him.
Yeah, TG as well, really good headbutt pulverize combos just to set up the fight. Nixta, TG, Kaigu doing their best to set up for EXO and Zensho. Really effective. Cerberus Esports, again, they don't have the really solid disengagement. All these 3 champions go in. I feel like the Braum pick was smart, mainly because they picked the Jin. Because they don't want the curtain calls or anything on their side to be countered.
Yeah.
But the problem is, once ito nga, Mineski goes in, they don't have any means of actually escaping.
Like, I guess like spikes and itemizations aside, it just feels like Suzuku has been making all of these lackluster equalizer ultimates.
Yeah.
And I don't know. This is like a very bad analysis for myself, I guess. But then, way back, like before Life Howling was, well, he changed his name to Life Howling. This is Kups. He was the first one, or the most notable Jarvan main to actually go into the PGS, I think, as well as FPGL.
Yeah.
And you know, having that, at least the Colosseum from his ultimate could actually at least help out the equalizer here of Suzuku, if this actually will be the trend for Suzuku in the Best of 5. But you know, it's still game 1. Can actually shift up different top lane for Suzuku. He's very well balanced. He can actually play Fiora as well in the top lane, carry style maybe. Even a Maokai if they need something, you know, to be a true frontline for Cerberus. But you know, it's just a thought.
Yeah, maybe they will lack damage though if naging Maokai. So magbabago yung composition nila if ever. So it might be a different mid laner, maybe a Jace, but Jace was banned. Or Cinder would have been great in the comp, but you know, Mineski yung nakakuha nun. So again, Baron on the side of Mineski, low wave clear for them. One of the weakest compared to Mineski's wave clear right now. So it is understandable kung bakit they have to give away these turrets. Maybe an inhibitor even.
Oh wow, look at that turret melt. Even the shadow on an Unbreakable, eating the full stack of that culling just breaks him down and gets, you know, an easy pick off there from Kaigu. 1 point kick by Nixta, a little bit of lag. And EXO, Trevor was supposed to be able to counter EXO, but EXO is on that point where he can just, you know, chase down Trevor, and Trevor's not going to be like, nope, I'm not going to be able to deal with this one. Bottom inhibitor's gone down, middle inhibitor to follow, and this could be Mineski getting game 1 as they start to actually go in and knock on Nexus turrets now. Suzuku with a clutch, Zoe's Hourglass, but that's only going to prolong his time for like 1 to 2 seconds, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, I was fast backwarding too much. It was not FPGL 7. It's actually leg one of the MPGL. It was between Cerberus and Mineski. Mineski was dropped out of leg 1 of MPGL because of Cerberus Esports. This might be their revenge.
Yeah, and again, you just have to give it to, well,